guys, Trey here with Dad Bod Motovlog. Today I'm going to review my own truck, which is a 2019 F250 Platinum. Truck's been about, this generation has been out for about 2.5, 3 years. There's plenty of content online for this truck, but this is my truck and I thought I'd give it a review, a casual review at that. Again, I just bought it. It's about a month old. I've already put 4,000 miles on it. I drove it to Wyoming from Scottsdale, Arizona. As you can tell, I am in the desert, which I call home. This truck is listed at about $82,500. I paid about $72,000. I traded in a 2018 Escalade ESV, two-wheel drive, mistake, and I had a cargo van for my work that I traded in too, because I absolutely could not stand it. It was only a month old. But this truck does anything and everything that I personally need to do. I'm not in the construction world, therefore this is probably too much truck for me. But let me give you just some key points of the truck, tell you why I bought it, show you some of the cool things about it, tell you some of the things that I kind of don't like about it, and some things are fixable with aftermarket products. But the truck is, again, 2019 6.7 liter V8 diesel. It is absolutely, I think it's a handsome truck. It's the biggest thing on the road in my opinion, other than our dually. Obviously you have LED front lights. Look how big this thing is. It's just massive. It is an aggressive looking front. The truck has naturally it has a 2.5–3 inch rake on it, which means that the front of that truck is sitting about 3 inches lower than the back. I assume this is for load version. When you put a fifth wheel, bumper tow, anything on there, the back of this truck is actually going to squat. So I'm going to level this out about 2.5 inches up in the front. If I get any squatting back here, I'll probably put airbags so it can help level, so we can ride down that road a little easier. Obviously it has automatic running boards. Nice touch. Careful though, when those are overhauled, you will slip. It is fifth wheel ready, and the towing capacity of this truck is actually 20,000 pounds if you're doing a traditional bumper pull. It is 27,000 pounds with a fifth wheel, and with a gooseneck it is 35,000 pounds. We have lights everywhere in this truck and cameras, and I'll go over that when we jump in the inside. Blind side assist, all that fun stuff. But it is a sharp truck. Obviously this truck is in brilliant pearl white. Standard chrome wheels, which I'm not a big fan of, but I don't really know what the remedy is for that today. We have dual chrome exhaust tips. Those will be changed. That looks like something right out of the 80s to me. But it's a lovely truck. It does everything that I want it to do. Just a really nice, clean truck. Let's jump in the inside. I'll show you what the truck is about. All right, so we're inside the truck. The truck is on, so if you hear any hissing, that's my air conditioning, because it is blasted hot outside. Actually, it's only 89 degrees, but hey, I'm a dad bod, so I get hot pretty quick. Anyways, I'm going to go over the infotainment center, go over the instrument cluster. It's half digital, half analog, which I think is a good mix and very common. But you know, the scale to 1 to 10 from all the infotainment centers out there in the marketplace, I think this is probably a 6.5, 7. It does everything you need to do, but it's just, you know, it just looks pretty plain Jane. Everything's black and white versus let's say Cadillac. It looks like Pixar designed all of their infotainment centers and their instrument clusters. It just wows you because it's just nice. But the reality is this is a work truck, and all of this works just fine, with exception of 1 or 2 little quirks, like when I have Apple CarPlay in there, I have to disengage it to turn on the heated steering wheel or to turn on the massaging seats, which are a decent problem to have, I guess. I've never had massaging seats, so you know, we'll deal with unplugging a phone. We're not digging ditches here. So anyways, let's go over this thing real briefly. Okay, so obviously we have the audio system here. This is on satellite. Your climate control, this is actually a dual redundancy. It's also down here, and pretty simple, you know, self-explanatory stuff. Heated ventilated seats, your fan, dual zone climate control, all the traditional stuff that you would expect to flip between media sources, satellite, radio, or iPhone in my case. You just turn that on, you tune and blah blah, just normal stuff. Your phone, pretty easy. Yeah, we'll just keep on going there. Navigation, again, it's pretty user-friendly. I actually use my car's Apple Play, Google's Maps, but believe it or not, I actually like this one better. I don't know why, but it does just fine. Yeah, we don't want to do that. Let's go home. Apps, I don't know anything about these. Settings here, you can do all your sounds, your navigations, your clocks, your Bluetooth, your 911 assist, display, voice control, Wi-Fi hotspot. Yes, this truck has Wi-Fi. One of the cool things about this, let's massage. No, we don't want to do the passenger, we want to do the driver. Massaging seats. How cool is that? I've never had this. And believe it or not, when I drove to Jackson Hole, I used it quite a bit, and it truly works, and I enjoyed it, which is nice. But that's the infotainment center. You know, broadening out, obviously this is a four-wheel drive truck. You have your two-wheel, four-wheel high, four-wheel low, all standard stuff. Brake balance controller when you are towing. Another really important thing about this truck, and I used it even though I was towing a very small trailer, is the exhaust brake, which is located right here. The exhaust brake allows you to, just like the big semi trucks, when you're going down, you know, from Scottsdale, Arizona to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, you're going through mountains after mountains after mountains after mountain. And when you go down those mountains, regardless if the trailer you're towing is heavy or not, take your foot off the brake. You can either hit the exhaust brake once or hit it twice for automatic. But when you hit it and the exhaust brake is engaged, it chokes that turbo, forces pressure into the engine, and the engine slows down the truck slowly. It'll save you money by saving your brakes. And I absolutely loved it. It was the first time I've ever used an exhaust brake. When you hear the big semi trucks going down big grades, you see, or hear, excuse me, you hear the big trucks, whoa, those are exhaust brakes. And they're basically making that engine slow the truck down versus the brakes. And when you got a big heavy haul back there, that's pretty important. And you have all the power outlets you want in this truck. We have two of these inside the truck, one in the back seat, one in the front, one cigarette lighter. In my junk box here, two USB ports. Oh, excuse me. And then you also have more USB ports somewhere in this black hole. Plenty of storage. Pretty cool thing about this, how rad is that? It's ingenious, really simple design, but 4 drinks are always better than 2, and I certainly use that quite a bit. The instrument cluster here, pretty, I hope it's not doing, there we go. Pretty standard stuff. I'm not going to go through all of it because it's just, you know, you guys are pretty savvy about what most cars are capable of. But let me show you something that's pretty unique. In this area, for instance, I towed a 16-foot trailer plus the tongue was 18 feet by 7 feet tall by 7 feet wide, dual axle trailer all the way up to Wyoming. And on this towing section of the instrument cluster, you tell the computer here, hey look, I'm towing an 18-foot trailer. You fill it out, you do all you want to do, and in your blind spot it will actually account for 18 feet behind the back of the truck. So and that's pretty helpful when you're in big city traffic, you know, 2-lane highways and somebody's going by it. But with the size of these mirrors, it's pretty hard not to see anybody, to be quite frank. Of course, they are massive. I think they're twice the size of my Coconut. But when you're towing, you can also push them out a little bit further so you can see around that trailer, and it seems to work pretty fine. I certainly didn't have any issues with it. I pull these things in every time I park because this truck is massive. Pretty traditional stuff here. Memory seats, lock. One touch, excuse me, I wasn't even showing you that. One touch windows in the front. You have to hold the back down. I don't know why they don't do that one touch, but whatever. You have the ability to turn on the lights, which actually shine out from the mirror there, straight out that way, so you can see. Frankly, I don't know why they do that, but hey, it's just cool. You can adjust the pedals down here. Obviously, you have an emergency brake. It has an electronic, this is crazy, tailgate. Yeah. I don't know who needs an electronic tailgate, but they put it on here. Pedal adjusters. I don't know what else I could show you in here. It does have 2 glove compartments. There's plenty enough space for anybody to do anything they want. A lot of makes, including Ford, you want a black interior, so everything is black, basically from the A, B, and C pillar down. And then going up from here, all over here, it's gray or it's tan, and so what happens is you get a two-tone effect. I want a black interior. I want everything black. And as you can see, it certainly is in this truck. And I think that looks sharp. Again, that's just a subjective opinion, but I think it looks good, and that's what I look for when I'm looking for a black interior. Let's look at some of the camera options here. So obviously you have your 360, really useful. In this size truck, you're gonna use that when you go through a drive-through, when you're parking. It's really important. I don't have to worry about crunching rims on this truck, but it is important to use that. Obviously, this is a bed camera that allows you to kind of back into your fifth wheel, because obviously you see that dotted line there. It's right around the center of the cab, or the bed there. Pretty useful. This auxiliary here, which obviously I don't have anything plugged into it. The auxiliary actually is for you can tow into through your 7-pin connector that you use while you're towing. If you have a camera on whatever you're towing, you plug it in. It has to be wired on the trailer, but once you plug in the 7-pin in here, you'll be able to use it on the back of there. Chevy now has an advertisement that says, hey, look, we're the first with an invisible trailer. And basically it's the same system. They're just packaging their advertising a little different. They now can plug in, right? Ford did it 3 years ago. And but the AC in here is awesome. I'm using the heck out of it right now. The best part about the interior for me is the stereo system. I am not exaggerating, it is incredible. This truck is outfitted with a Bang & Olufsen stereo system. If nobody knows Bang & Olufsen, they have been the top of the stereo market for about 20 years. They used to have retail stores in the mall that sold units for $5,000 to $10,000 and then way up. But anyways, Ford has Bang & Olufsen's in here, and I've had a few cool cars. I've had some not so cool cars. But from a 2015 BMW 750 Li, 2015 Maserati Ghibli, 2 Range Rovers, quite a few pickups. This is the best stereo that I have ever had in any of my cars. Even when I was a teenager and I'd put stereos in my trucks, this thing thumps them all. Let's jump in the back here and show you the kind of space that we have in here. Now, I'm an average size guy. Average dad bod, hence the channel name. I'm 6 feet tall. I weigh 240 pounds. Most of it's right here. But I have my hat's sitting pretty high. I have enough room here. Enough. I want to chill out a little bit. You know, I could just, you know, there's plenty of room. But check out my knees. That's a sea of knees. You know, I could sit back here for hours. You know, we have our closest ski mountain here is about 2 hours away. I could do this easily, sitting back here for 2 hours. Problem is, I wouldn't let anybody drive my truck, so I'll probably never sit back here. But back here, other than the space, you have your traditional cigarette lighter, heated seats, USB ports, and your home plug. All cool for the kids. Pretty important. All really cheap plasticky stuff though, but yeah, it all works pretty good. Underneath here, I don't know if I'll be able to show it to you because I got some stuff in here, but it's got this kind of trick box. And this box, actually, you put this lever down. I can't do it right now because I got a bunch of stuff. You put this lever down, this thing collapses, and then you have this whole flat area that you can put whatever you want to. Dead bodies, crates, whatever. I'm not judging anybody. But for me, it works pretty good. You got to release this, and then I got a car seat in the way. It's actually not that heavy of a tailgate. Cool beans. One thing that I'm going to show you, and I'm 6 feet tall, But if I was about 5 feet tall, or maybe this is 4 feet, I don't really know. Check this out. This is in regards to fit and finish, and I'm not a big fan of this. Can you see all that rough edge? Why they didn't finish it off like these floor mats, but they just left it rough. And right there's the firewall insulation. You know, I don't know if that's standard on all Fords, but I don't think it's too cool. I don't know if I'm going to spend money to fix it, but it is a pet peeve of mine. But anyways, let's take it for a quick drive. Now, when I got into this truck for a test drive, the day I bought it, keep in mind I jumped out of a 2018 Escalade ESV. It did have 24-inch rims on it, which did sacrifice the ride a smidget, but not much. When I got into this truck, I quote, "This thing rides like butter." It still has some truck hop to it, but with the long wheelbase and the stance of the truck, that's to be expected. But truly, this truck rides really, really soft and supple. I was pretty surprised by that. The last big truck I had, which was nowhere near this size, was a 2007 Dodge Dually. I think I had a 5.9 Cummins. It was a two-wheel drive, so anyways, that thing rode extremely rough. This truck does not. This truck is comfortable, other than parking at the local grocery store or driving through your local Starbucks. Everything else in this truck is pretty easy. It does have a lot of giddy up and go, and I'll punch it here in a minute once I get out of this little area. I have received 2 speeding tickets in this truck. Don't ask me how. I haven't received a speeding ticket in 10 years. Not saying that this truck is super fast, but you really don't really get the idea of how fast you're going because maybe height or size or throttle response, whatever, but I have received 2 tickets. The state of Arizona, you're allowed 1 free ticket, and I had to pay for none. So anyways, we're on a kind of an easy road. You know, it's got some giddy up to it. We're at 65 already. Keep in mind, this thing gets pretty bad gas mileage. Obviously, they don't share it on the sticker when you buy this truck. It doesn't have any kind of EPA information for you. I thought driving a long distance, even though I was towing a light trailer, I thought I'd probably get between 15 and 17 miles per gallon. Nope. I got an average of 11.7 miles a gallon for 2,000 miles. That's assuming that the truck's monitoring is accurate and all that good stuff, but that's what it reads. In fact, I'm going to hit it right now, and let's see what it says. It says 11.9. So since I've been in the city, I've gone up to 0.2 miles per gallon. I guess that's okay. I don't know. But you don't buy this truck to be efficient. You buy it to be capable of doing any job you want it to do. I bought this truck for one reason only. I wanted the versatility to tow a 40-foot toy hauler, 5th wheel, or tow a 25-foot boat and rip it out of the water. And if the ballast tanks were full, 4,000 pounds, no biggie. This truck, again, it drives pretty nice. The stereo's incredible. The price is a little high for what it is, in my opinion, but you know, I can't really control that. But there are a lot of things that I hope to do with this channel, and that is, you know, I'd like to show, you know, what I decide for these exhaust tips, how much it costs. I have no problem telling you what I pay for things. Information's out there anyways. But the exhaust tips, the leveling of the front, I'd like to wrap that big platinum badge on the back. I like the way it looks. I just don't like the bright, shiny, look at me kind of thing. I want to put it in white, matching the color of this truck. But I just want to get engrossed in the car world. I titled this channel Dad Bod Motovlog for obvious reasons. I'm a dad. I have a dad bod. So I just put it, you know, a generic moto because it's not. I don't want to be pigeonholed into a certain segment. But This is my first video. I don't know anything what I'm doing. I don't even have a microphone on these things, so hopefully audio is okay. Editing is lost on me, so hopefully it's not butchered. I'm just a normal guy giving a normal opinion review of a normal car truck. That's what it is. That's all it is. I do have a kind of an interesting car at home. It's in mid-restoration. Mechanically, it's 80% safe. It drives, it's registered. Cosmetically, it's crap. But it is a 1976 Alfa Romeo Alfetta GT. That is a mouthful. And it's a very interesting and a very unique car, how it's engineered and how it's built. But I'll go over that with you. If you have interest in seeing that, subscribe to the channel. You'll get a notification when I post that video, because I will do it. It is scarier than 80 acres of rattlesnakes to drive, but hey, anything for a laugh, I guess. I'll probably also do my wife's car, which is a 2017 Acura MDX all-wheel drive tech package thing. Surely there's people out there that are looking at a 2-3-year-old used car, and then maybe this is helpful. It's a nice car. $52,000 was the asking price, and we leased it for her. We'll probably end up buying it because we only have about 15,000 miles on it, and she seems to like it, although she beats it up pretty good with 2 kids. And you know, I do have some issues with this truck. I absolutely have no idea how to wash the damn thing. You know, I have a quick pass. I go to those automated things where you stay in your car and it, I barely fit in it, and I'm pretty sure they're breaking my antenna, which should be removed and stuff like that. So I'm looking to get some information or do some due diligence on my own about those foam cannons that you just and they just drips all the thing off, and then you power wash it, and then you blow dry it with a leaf blower. I don't know. Any information that you guys have, just let me know. I'd like to try some things. But anyways, that's it. Excuse the informality of this whole thing. I'm pretty scatterbrained, so that's just the way it is. But a normal guy's perspective of a normal car. But I appreciate it, and take care.